And now the students today have to learn 20 more years of stuff. And
No, they don't.
But they do, because they don't know why the towers fell on September 11th.
Yeah, but that's
don't know.
They have to
They
learn
don't
the right
understand that.
incidences along the way. They have to learn why the country was founded, what's the purpose of it, what are the nuts and bolts about it. I mean, you could learn that in 2 weeks. You could learn that.
They don't even teach about great battles and wars anymore.
That's okay.
You know,
we don't have to.
okay.
We don't. Yes, they can learn that in college. What they need to learn in school is they need to.
The history books are this thick.
Then the people that are putting history books together are not putting the right things in them.
Blame Texas.
No, I'm not blaming Texas,
I
because
am.
the changes they made this year are incredibly important. Incredibly important. I cannot tell you.
Blame Texas.
Wait till
And
you
I know
see the
we've
new
had
books.
this conversation
See the new
too.
books before you blame anybody.
And I know we've had this because Texas is the largest state, and it's
That's right.
so all of the textbook publishing companies go
and they're starting to
write
put
their standards according to however Texas decides it, because that's the biggest consumer of
and all I can say to you is
that's
see the
frustrating.
new books, because they've made really important changes this year. And as far as that book being that
And if
thick, you could take a couple of weeks and learn
Let
about
me
the
tell
founding
you-
of America. And then you can spend the rest of your year learning about isolated. And sure, you got to learn about September 11th. You got to learn about the World War I and World War II. You don't have to learn about insignificant battles. We're not. They can go to military
Let me
school if
tell
they
you
want to learn how to
something.
fight a war.
I was doing a math lesson about calendar dates. We were looking at
Right.
the probability that major events occur on certain days of the week.
Okay.
And so I brought in an American history book and a world history book, and I split the kids into groups, and I said, all right, you look through this book, and find important dates in history. Maybe out of both books, they actually named a specific date. It was all, well, in 19 something something we did this, and in the 1920s this occurred. You couldn't find a specific date.
But I would say to you,
Not even when JFK was shot. There wasn't even
okay, no, I understand.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no, they
Yes,
have to do such a great envelope of everything.
But that's wrong. They're missing the
Exactly.
point. They should focus on, in other words, and we're talking about grade school here, up to high school, from kindergarten through 12. There, they should be getting nuts and bolts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
Yes, you think
they
just
can
the
learn
facts,
that
but
other stuff
when
in
they
college.
get
If
into
they
high
want to
school,
find out about battles, they can go to military
our
school.
job as high school teachers is to help them take all the facts that they have learned and formulate their own opinions. How can we expect them to formulate opinions on things that we can't even give them all the information for because we don't have enough time?
The problem is we are not selecting the criteria properly. We are not focusing in the people that are deciding
and you
what
want to know
we
who
should.
decides it up until now? You said Texas made great changes. That's
They've- yeah,
great.
they've made
Texas
great
is
changes.
also the ones that Texas has
Yes,
been.
but
the
their
staple
board
of-
was not controlled by people that saw these things. Their board was controlled by these liberal elites who wanted this stuff in the
Isn't
books.
Texas run by a bunch of Republicans?
The school boards. School board? No.
State school board, Texas State Board of Education.
It may be, but
is
it
run
had
by a
liberal
bunch-
people
and
on the
they've been
board.
running whatever.
I'm just
Blame
telling
Texas.
you. I don't think you
Can we
look
talk
at the
about
new
eye
book.
contact now? I'm tired of yelling.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? Eye
Eye
contact?
contact, because you said it was.
Whoa,
on the
I had
list
it
for
down on
weeks.
my list. Yeah, this is when we should look at 27 this time. 27 to get out. Thank you, Princess. Eye contact. Now, the New Yorkers know all about eye contact. You don't look at anybody's eyes, ever.
Why?
Because if you look at somebody's eyes, you invited them in. If I make eye contact with you, you can talk to me. You can say something to me. You have let me in, okay? Now, that's not the kind of eye contact that worries me, because being a New Yorker, I don't look in anybody's eyes unless I want to. If I and I have a job.
I look at everybody in the eyes.
Well, my specific job that I have, I do too. And I don't wear sunglasses either for a very specific reason, because I don't want anything between me and them. I want them to be able to see my eyes so that when I sparkle at them or if we have fun together, it's a nice thing. But there's other little side lights to eye contact as well. And this is the ones that I want to make sure we touch on. Now, we both work in an area where there's lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
And eye contact is not just eye contact. Eye contact is where you might look when you look at them, okay? And sometimes, people dress different. Okay, and sometimes, which I don't understand this completely, but sometimes women dress in ways that are
slutty.
Well, I didn't want to go that far.
I'll say it.
Okay, fine. Okay, but then if you look at them, they get upset. You have to be so careful where your eyes go.
Oh, really?
I mean, so in other words, it's
Maybe
eye contact.
it's not something that I have to worry about because I am a female.
Well, yeah. Well,
but I look at them weird. Maybe it's, I don't know. I've told students, I'll look at them and be like, you look like you're trying to go and dance a pole right now. You need to put more clothes on.
Oh, good for you. But I mean, see, that's the kind of
and then
thing.
they get all attitude-y with me. Like,
well, see, and that's why. And boy, and that's something else you said. I don't want to go right off. But you see, so let me just stay on eye contact for a second, because I still think the biggest problem with today's schools is the breakdown of the family at home, and that happened because it happened for a couple of reasons.
Welfare and blah blah blah.
No,
blah.
and you know what else? And
Fast
also,
food restaurants
we want no, not just that. It also happened because we got in this thing of wanting stuff. And so mom and dad are each working a career, and they're doing all of this stuff because they want to have the bigger house and the bigger car and the bigger this and the that and that. Whereas when we were growing up, when I was growing up all those years ago, there was a certain thing about being a mom. You wanted to be home to be a mom. And if it meant not having some things, you made the choice to have the relationship. You chose being a mom, not having the fancier car, not having the bigger home, not having the steak 5 nights a week, because the conscious decision was it's more important for little Johnny and Janie to have mom there. And so I'm spreading the blame around, and some of it is us. We have to decide, again, better, what do we really want? Do we want better kids? Because that's what it comes down to. If the family unit was stronger, the country would be better off. If you would have less trouble in school, they would have more help with their homework. They would be able to learn more. There would be less and another unintended consequence. I don't mean to get back on this, but because I was going to try and talk about eye contact, but feeding those kids, it's taking something out of the family unit. What's that?
Taking something out of the parental
it is, and it's and even though they think they're doing something good, every time they do that, they break. And believe me, there are certain groups in America that would like to break that thing down completely and have those kids be wards of the state and use those little minds of mush to fill them up.
Some of those kids should be wards of the state because their parents suck.
Yeah, but as much as I'd like to, boy, I could say something. It's like, but even them, remember we talked about this? No instruction booklet.
No.
Okay, so it's very hard. Assessing true blame that's why I figure responsibility goes out to all of us, because we all.
I was thinking that it takes Hillary Clinton wrote that book, and
it takes
she was
a village.
right. It does take, but it does. You can't say it doesn't. It does, because children are going to, at some point, have experiences outside of the home, whether they're playing with friends or they're in school, and it's also whatever adult is in that vicinity to instruct them on how to be a better human or better contributing member of society.
But the bottom line is, the only way it takes a village is because we need to have better people in that village. It's the family's job to raise their children, because I should be able to raise my child. And if this guy across the street is a schmuck and a jerk, if I'm raising my child, I've taught him who he is and what he is, and he can't be affected by him.
And how not to be like him.
And how not to be like him. It always comes back to the family. It takes a village. That's another one of these things where...
My students always ask me if I have children. Miss, do you have children? And I say, no. They said, are you ever going to have kids? And I say, oh, God, no. I said, why not? I said, because I don't want to. I said, well, I don't want to risk the chance that they might turn out like you.
Oh, that is so...
And the kids were like,
what?
Wait a minute.
What's wrong with us?
Is that mean? I was like,
all
go
right,
sit down.
do I need an attorney?
Go sit down. That's all
that's another big part of the problem, too. is we have way too much litigation. Anyway, back to just the icon, so we can close on a kind of a funny note. And it's just that I'm really sensitive to that. And sometimes when you're doing the work that I do, you can't. I have seen
It's
more
frustrating.
cleavage in this job
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to, and you got to be so
Well,
careful
you also
about.
have to. The other thing is to understand why Wiz sees a lot of cleavage.
This is going to be
It's
good.
not like he works at a strip club or something.
Okay.
It's really hot down here. It's
That's
really
true.
hot. It is really hot, and when it gets really hot, girls tend to wear spaghetti straps and
they wear
tank
less
tops.
stuff.
Yeah, we will wear less clothing. However,
Right.
there are some things that are cut a little bit too low.
That's
I
right.
don't need to see things popping out on top or on bottom or from the sides.
That's right.
Which is what tends to be the
another
case.
another thing.
But as a guy, you need to be careful.
Yeah, well, believe me, and I am, and I believe me, I use discipline, everything. And when did we start spraying pants on? When did that happen?
That started in the 1980s. It
I
went out of
mean,
style and
I
it
see,
came
I
back.
see, I see these women.
They're what we call skinny jeans. Look at the 1980s. It was the big rage back then.
Really?
Yes.
And I see these black that's spandex. That's what it is,
The
right?
spandex, that's
I
from
see
the
black
early 90s.
black spandex pants that, if I didn't know better, I would think it was sprayed on.
It's just called
And then-
fashion. He's a guy. He doesn't get it.
But what I'm saying is,
It's not good fashion, though.
Do these women really think they look good in those
Yes,
things?
they do. I had a friend tell me, I kept asking this friend, I said, do you think I look okay? Do you think I look okay? It was a male friend, and he's like, why don't you just look good for yourself? And I'm like, well, I do. I'll look in the mirror and think I look good. But then sometimes you just need to have that second opinion and be like, maybe that's not something you want to wear today. Or,
Right.
you look nice, you look
Right.
great. However,
Right.
we're going here. That's
Right,
kind of,
right.
sometimes you need that for women. I might think I look good in spandex, but you might look at me and be like, maybe you shouldn't wear that to a formal event.
Well,
But that's what I mean, is that sometimes people don't have that. Sometimes women are like, I look good in whatever I wear, and ain't nobody going to make me change my mind, and then the neck roll and the
Well,
snap
I
and
can
going
only
like
tell
that.
you that people that wear sprayed-on clothes should really fit them, okay? And
Yeah, we shouldn't be able to see your rolls. It's gross.
but anyway, so eye contact is really, and if you ever go to New York, don't look anybody in the eye, because then they can talk to you, and you may not want to talk to them. And then all my New York friends.
It's true. Somebody was like, we were walking down the street. I was in New York City, and there was someone panhandling, or like the people in the mall, those little kiosks in the mall that are between the aisle, and they're like, oh, come over here, and
No.
And I keep my head down, and I just look away, and I don't make eye contact with them, and undoubtedly
alone.
someone makes eye contact that I'm with. And they're like, oh, hey, and they're like, hey,
That's all it
why don't you-"
takes.
and I'm like grabbing the person. I'm like, get over here. We're not going to talk to them.
That's
what are you
right.
think we're gonna do?
That's right,
No.
because eye contact, you
They're
make
gonna
eye
straighten your
contact
hair,
with
they're gonna
somebody,
spray you with crap.
they're yours.
We got to go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I love very much doing the show with you.
Me
For
too.
all of you, I hope that you.
Do something good every day,
That's right, because
no
it
matter
makes
how small.
no matter how, it makes the world a better place to be, huh? Pretty good for a girl.
Yes.
Yay!